welcome to the most magical podcast. I am Angel, your host, and this is the podcast where I talk about anything and everything while I do my makeup. Hi. For you, maybe you don't know, you don't know, but I've been away for like over a month. I was supposed to be away for only 12 days. I was away for a month, so... Wait, before I start talking about that, today I'm wearing this t-shirt. It's my Bambi t-shirt with Bambi on it, because Bambi is also... he is kind of the mascot of this channel, for me at least, because my meditation book, I write all of my guided meditations manually in a book, and it has Bambi on it, and that's why whenever I see Bambi now, I'm all over the place. I'm using this face primer. Thank you. So whenever I see Bambi now, I'm always like, oh, that's my YouTube channel. So yes, I was supposed to be away for, how long was it? Yeah, 12 days. I ended up staying for a month. Where, you ask? I went to my family. I went to France, which is where I am half from. Like this side here, it's French. That's why I have green eyes, if you can't tell. I know they seem a little dark sometimes, depends on the light and everything, but I have green eyes, and they're from my French side. Whatever, who cares? But I went to France. I originally went to France for my cousin's baby's baptism. So we went there. That was fun. It was really weird to be in, like, I hadn't been to France in over 2 years, and I'm sorry about my voice, by the way. I hadn't been to France in over 2 years. It felt so weird because I live in Scandinavia, and I forgot that, like, my mom is, like, this tall next to me, and I'm, like, 5'8", 9, 10, 6 foot. I'm 5'8", I would say. 5'9" on a good day. If I wear my my hair like this, 5'9". And I had forgotten how tiny French people were. Like, they're like small. And so while we were in the church, I was like sticking out like so much. I was laughing a little bit because of that. First of all, I was the only blonde there, and I'm really white. I know it doesn't really look like I'm white with this light on, but I'm like really white. And by the way, I know I got some colors. Hello? I'm tan. Anyways, and, like, I was really sticking out, and I was just like there, hi, and everyone was like, who is she? And I was there like, yeah, it's me, the Nordic giant. Not really giant, but whatever. So yeah, that was weird. I was also the only vegan there. Luckily, my cousin is very pro-vegan, so she had made like everything made for me, which was really, really kind. And I met like some extended family that I had forgotten or not really met ever. So that was really good. I met my uncle, who is not my uncle by blood, but he married to my aunt. Like, they've been married ever since I was born. They have kids together. That's my cousin. Anyways, he has a sister, and so like it's my uncle's sister, and she has a husband, and so that makes him my uncle's brother-in-law, perhaps. He was like, yeah, what's going on and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, this is me, my life right now, blah blah blah. And he like straight out said, you know, it would be easier for you to just marry for money than for love at this point, because men are sneaky anyways. So you should just do that. You're pretty, you're tall, you know, you're funny. I guess you could just like make any man fall for you. And I was just like, when he said that, I was like, what? Are you kidding me right now? No. I find it weird to say. I mean, he's a very intelligent man. He is very, you know, kind and all of that. But I was so taken aback from that. Like, what did you say? I mean, it's not of a, I guess I could. It's more of a, why would you say that? You know, I want to be me in my relationship, and I want my partner to be my partner. I don't want to be, when I am presented to someone in the future, I don't want to be like really presented as, oh, this is just blah blah blah's wife, you know. No. I want to be, oh, this is her. Oh, and she's married to which is blah blah. You know what I mean? Anyways, that was my short parentheses on that marriage thing, which was weird. Anyways, let's put on some foundation. So I, in France, I also like did a bunch of things. I met a bunch of people. It felt good to meet people, honestly. Just get away from this part of the planet and just, you know, be in a bigger place. It really made me realize that I don't think this place is for me for a lot longer. I live on the countryside right now, which has been kind to me, but I don't think this is really suitable for me anymore. I just feel like this is not really sustainable for me anymore. Do I have a mirror? Yeah. So yeah, and also I had a lot of fun. I went to eat. Ooh, and I did go and bathe in the ocean for the first time. Wait, in my life? I think so, actually. Because I love to bathe in the sea. And when I did not live here, when I lived in Norway, I would bathe in the sea as well. But what you call sea over there, I mean, it's not really like sea, but it's a fjord. And if you don't know what a fjord is, it's basically like a water surrounded by mountains, I guess you could say. And even though I lived in Oslo, which is the capital, there's still mountains there in a way. Are there? Yeah. No, it's mountains. Like, I don't think. Yeah, I think you could say mountains. So I've never really bathed in the ocean. That was really nice and kind. I don't know why I keep saying kind. So I did that. It felt good for my soul. I also watched a lot of Netflix. And yeah, and then I got a little sunburned and everything, and I got tan. Oh my god. So, you know, I think France was kind to me. I ate really good. I ate the world's best artichokes. I had forgotten how much I love artichokes. Like, love. Adore. And that gave me an idea, honestly. Wait, I'm just gonna drink some coffee. It gave me an idea because I was like, what if I made like some fancy mukbangs on my channel? If you don't know what a mukbang is, I have one mukbang out on my channel so far. But it's like you eat and then you're like, this is good. And then maybe you talk about stuff, you know? Kind of like this, but you talk. No, you eat. Anyways, this is a podcast. But yeah. And so I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should just like make, you know, artichokes and like have that and eat this and like be like, ooh, this is like what cool people eat and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I came back to here, Denmark, and I was thinking, well, I should go and buy some artichokes. Surprise. They do not sell artichokes here. Why? I have absolutely no idea. I've been to three. Ooh, that was very strong. I've been to 3 grocery stores, like big, huge. None of them have artichokes, and I'm so sad. Maybe I should see, like, when is the time for artichokes here, but I don't know, and it made me sad, so. Oh, it's warm. I'm sorry, I had to drink some coffee. So yeah, my trip to France was really good. I was thinking maybe I should vlog it all, but then I was thinking, you know what? I haven't been to France like really in such a long time. I just want to be here and just take it all in and be with my mother and, you know, have some fun with that and just live. And all I did really for my channel while I was there, I had pre-filmed a lot of videos, but somehow I had actually deleted a lot of them, which was a big bummer, because one day I was like, oh, well, I just have to go and get that video. I was searching. Where is that video? Where is that video? Where is that video? I had deleted it. That made me so angry. You have no idea. So I actually, like, there was a week or something where I actually did not post anything. And, like, I was thinking, oh, no one will, you know, ask for videos. I'm not that big of a channel, you know. I don't have any hardcore fans that I know of. Actually, maybe one. I don't know. But, you know, I was thinking, I don't really have, you know, a big traction. I don't have a big, you know, following. It will be fine. Wrong. People were like, where are your videos? I was like, oh, well. Which I find really kind of you. But yeah. I had no videos for a week. I was a little scared because I was thinking, what about the algorithm, you know? But then I was like, at the same time, my videos, they don't, like, some videos get 100 views, other videos get like 3, and if I'm lucky, I get like 200 plus. So, you know, at the moment. So, yeah. Ooh, by the way, talking about YouTube, hello. I don't know if this is like a new thing for YouTube in its entirety. YouTube is in its big but there's this feature where you can actually see what people are searching for creators. So for example, I can see so I have I think my audience is mainly from India, the US, Canada, UK, Australia. I think that's it. I think that's like the big, where most of my followers or like subscribers are from, and so I can see per country like what are they searching, and it's so interesting. A lot, like some of it is like English courses, like for people who want to improve their English. Some of it are like, oh, I would love some vegetarian recipes. And then some of them are like how to hang a frame on the wall. Then there's like Samsonite or something, Samsung something. And also, what else have I seen that was interesting? Hello? Yeah, and stuff, and like tarot reading. Oh, tarot reading, and what else? Oh my god, I haven't used this in so long. I don't know how to put it on. Tarot reading and like Sagittarius, like astrology, and like cat-cow poses, and like stuff I have put out and stuff that I actually haven't put out yet, which is exciting. So some of you, if you're still subscribed to me, you will be happy with my videos in the future that are programmed. Not programmed yet, but they have to be recorded. but they're in the making if you're interested. Okay, do I need? Yeah, tiny bit. Oh, let me tell you something that was kind of creepy. Not creepy, but that's how I feel my brain, my higher self. Yeah, it really is my higher self, which is sending me signals, and it's such a weird thing. So yesterday I was so sick, honestly. I hadn't been ill in 2 years, and I was not well at all. And so I spent the day sleeping, and I was like texting my parents, telling them I hope I don't have the virus. And I don't think I have it, because now I feel completely fine. I think it was just like a one-day thing. Maybe it was something I ate, I don't know. And so I wrote in my diary, and I was writing about, like my past relationship, how, I loved them so much, and in a way it feels almost unattainable for me to find someone that will love me as much as I love people. I love love, and when I'm in love, I'm like really in love. I'm blind when I'm in love. I'm like, it's all on you. I love you. If you could hear that, that was my stomach rumbling. I'm all in love, and there's nothing that can stop me. I'm just like, love, love, love. There's nothing else I can see. Like, I'm just so in love, and I was in love with this man for 6.5 years, and he broke up with me, and it was really harsh, and it's been a 1.5 years ever since that happened, and to be fair, I'm not over him, even though he hurt me, and I know that even if there was a slight moment of, maybe he came back and like asked for forgiveness, I would say, I forgive you for treating me the way that you did, but I don't think, I don't think this would be a thing at all. I wouldn't be able to trust you, and it's been so hard, and it really broke my heart. And so I was writing about that, my feelings. I cried a lot, whatever. And then I went to sleep. I slept. And my brain, my higher self, or I don't know really, there is something like magical going on sometimes when I sleep. And it's where I basically get these like messages in a way from me or someone. And this night, oh my god, am I gonna cry right now? Maybe. This night I actually dreamt that I was married to this guy I had a crush on when I went to like elementary school or something. Oh my god, my stomach is making noises. I'm sorry. I'm not hungry. That's not. I don't know why. But yeah, when I was younger, I would crush so hard on people, and it's kind of embarrassing because I know they knew. But yeah, I had a crush on this guy, and I actually don't really know a lot about him. I know he got married when we were 20, I think, to a girl. And I know that they got married because she was like really Christian. So that's all I know about that. I don't know if they're still married. I hope they are. I really hope they are. Whatever. So I actually, what I dreamt this night was that this guy that I, had absolutely forgotten about, and that, if I ever met him, he's more like a friend or something. But, and in this dream, he was like wildly in love with me, and he was really in love with me, and people around me were like, oh, you're so lucky, he's like everything anyone could wish for in a partner. He is kind, he's like really intelligent, and he's like really in love with a cool person, which would be me. And I said, yeah, I'm really lucky. I found someone who, is everything, and he's funny, and he wants a future with me, And so I had that dream this night, which, it was a really pleasant dream. By the way, I'm sorry, my stomach. Yeah. This is my palette, the Other Beauty. It's this one. So I woke up and I was like, wow, that was such a pleasant dream. It's been so long since I've really and truly felt that kind of love. And it kind of made me hopeful for the future, because I know that there are a lot of single people out there, and my future husband, partner, is out there, and I'm sure they're single, because of course I will be their first relationship, and I will be their first relationships too. No, they would be my first relationships too, because when you go into a relationship, you're there for, just kidding, you're not, but you know what I mean. And so, I don't know, it really made me hopeful for, maybe someone will fall in love with me at some point. Maybe I will fall in love with them, and then we could have a family or something. It's so weird to talk about this on camera. But yeah. And talking about that, by the way, I've been on like dating apps, but to be honest, my ex totally ruined dating apps for me. So I don't really use them. I have them, but I'm not really interested. I don't know. I find it really hard to, do that. So I don't know how I will meet my future husband, but we'll see. But I'm telling you, like, those dreams, I often have them. Like, whenever I'm having a hard time like this with my ex, I usually have dreams that are either really hard about my ex, like, for example, if I've been thinking about my ex a lot that day, I sometimes will be having dreams where my ex is dating someone else. And so a part of me is like grieving through the dream. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure, yeah. Anyways, I find it kind of stupid that I am still thinking about that person. But it is how it is, I guess. Now I'm taking some bronzer, actually, from this Aesthetica contour kit, actually. Wait, I'm just gonna see. Yeah. I have some notes sometimes on what I'm going to talk on these podcasts, and I feel like I had like several things that I wanted to talk about, and then when I was about to write them down, I was like, I actually don't remember anything. So, there's that. But yeah. Do you also have dreams like that? Because I mean, I am by far the only person that I know of that have dreams like these, but maybe, I'm sure I'm not alone, like, I'm so sure. Let's drink some coffee. So, by the way, while I'm having my palette here, I brought it with me to France. And I'm using it like only more and more. And I love seeing my palette just get deeper, and I love this palette so much. I'm sorry. There's this community on the internet which is called like the panning community. Why is my voice being weird now? And it's basically it's a community where people are like, look, I am panning my makeup palette. So panning usually means like hitting the pan on something. So as you can see, like I'll probably hit this one first and then others, as I use them. And I have been obsessed with the panning community for years because I find it just so like pleasing to see pans on makeup things. So for example, my blush, there's pan there. And also like my bronzer, I feel like I'm hitting pan soon. Yeah, like really soon, which I'm so sad about because I love this bronzer. But it is what it is, and you can't always choose whatever you want. And I'm talking about that in life in general. By the way, I find it so... like, funny in a way that I have all of these, like, not issues, but, like, troubles with my love life in a way. Or, it's not trouble. It's the inverse of trouble, but, like, there's this je ne sais quoi with my love life, where I don't know where it's going, and I don't think my love life know itself where it's going. It's like, whatever. But what I wanted to say is that it's kind of, there's this sort of satire behind all of this, because you might not know this, but I would consider myself as a very funny person. I don't really show that part of myself to this channel. But I want to. I really want to. Like, I want to show you. I love to laugh and I love to have fun. I would consider my humor a crossover between maybe Nicole Richie and I don't know, someone else, someone that isn't that funny. Just like, yeah, I think about a lot of like really incredibly stupid things, and I have so much fun with that. Anyways, what I wanted to say that there is this underlying, like, what? When I think about love right now, because, you know, on my channel, I'm all about love, self-love, and, you know, like, guided meditations, and, like, all of that is, like, love, light, and, like, everything is so delightful, which it is. But I am not really good at sharing, you know, behind the scenes, that sometimes it really sucks, you know. Even if you practice a lot of yoga and practice guided meditations, like meditations, mindfulness, and all of those things, you can still be like really very much broken and sad, you know. I remember there was this time. Wait, why am I so... There you go. There was this time, I think like 2 months ago, where I was like really, really, really sad. Like, I was like so sad. And I was thinking like, okay, this night is the night I'm going to like almost like exercise myself back into happiness. Which, first of all, why would I use such a word? Because my home has been exorcised. That's true. Not really exorcised, but there was a shaman involved, and there were things here, and I can see them. I see things. I'm not going to talk about that like a lot on my channel, but because it's a little out there, but I do see stuff. I went to a cemetery when I was in France because my mom was like, if you see stuff, can't you just go there and see stuff? And I was like, okay, we can go there, but I promise you it's not that fun. And the thing about my mother is she is interested in all that I do, like, no, not really the meditation parts, but like what I can achieve through meditations, because sometimes I achieve things through meditations. I'm not going to go into depths because it's really out there. But I achieve things through meditations. And I talk to my guardian angels, which are all actually family members, weirdly enough. And I communicate with things and that, so there's that part. And then there's like, when I'm like present, I can also see things. Like when I'm just like living my life, I can sometimes see things. And in this house, I've actually seen a lot of things. And I was talking about to my neighbor about that, and she was like, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. There was a shaman involved. She saw things, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of them because they're not good. So that happened, etc. But yeah, so when I was in France, I told my mother, yeah, I saw a little girl while I was just walking outside and in that cemetery, and she was like, okay, let's go there. And so I walk into the cemetery, and the first thing I hear is, hi, I'm Jack, what's your name? In English. And I was like, that's so weird, an Englishman in a French cemetery. So I turn around and I'm like, oh, it's that kind of Jack. He's not here. So I'm like talking to him. I'm like, hi, how are you doing? And he was like, well, I'm really hurt. I don't know if I can go through this anymore. And I was really confused. And I was just like walking around the cemetery respectfully. And I was just, before I entered the cemetery, I also said, I only invite love and light, etc. And this Jack, he was like, oh, who's gonna tell my mom? Who is going to alert, my family and stuff? And I was so confused. I was like, what are you talking about? So I was walking around, and then I saw these special tombs, and they were military tombs. My mom lives so like near the ocean, like near the coast. She lives on the coast. And I was like, oh, he must have been like a war, someone who fell during the war. And so I was searching for his tomb, and he said, oh, I'm over there. And I kid you not, I walked over there, and the first thing I saw was like J. Dot, and then something else. His full name wasn't there, but it was the last name that he had presented himself with, and he was only like 21, which was crazy. But the thing is, that war, I think it was like a very long time ago, and I was like, I had to tell him, I was like, I'm not sure. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I don't think your mom is here anymore. And he got really sad. And then I left. And I was like, okay, well, thank you so much. I will do my best. So I Googled her name, which was very weird. I did find like some ancestry things, like there's no one currently with that name, but there was like one or two women actually with that name on like ancestry things. And yeah, and also he was saying like, oh, I come from this place, and when I Googled that place, it wasn't like a town or a city, it was actually an old farm, which was weird. And I was like, what? So I don't really know what to do with that info, since it's kind of like, I don't know. Also, I'm fairly new to like all of those things, and I actually kind of promised myself to not talk about those things on my channel because it's so out there, but here I am. So this is me coming out of the I see stuff closet, and my stomach is still making sounds. I see stuff. Hi, my name is Angel, and I see stuff. And that's all. But yeah. Now let's talk about something else, because that's a little heavy. Also, I never want to seek those things out, because I don't find it spooky at all anymore. When I was younger, I would find that very interesting, but I would find it very spooky in a way. Like, it's kind of scary in a way. But, as I've only seen more and more, I wouldn't say it's spooky anymore at all. Like, now it's just like, okay, I see you. But that's all. I smile to them, continue to do whatever I'm doing. And, if they have anything to say, I'm like, okay, I can listen to what you say, but that's all. I might say, I hope you're okay. Someone out there is thinking about you. That's all. But when I'm saying, like, it's new to me, like, a year ago, I was not like this. So, it's, like, really new to me. But I've always been, like, sensing things. So, Now let's go on to my next topic, which is actually that if you did not know, I am half Parisian, right? Parisian, Paris, the capital of France, capital of Europe, as some people might say. That's not true, but some people that don't know anything about Europe sometimes are like, oh, Paris, that's the capital of Rome or something. I don't know, we laugh about those videos. Who cares? I'm not better. But I am actually a New Yorker. And it's true. It's true. It's not true, but I am completely delusional when it comes to New York, and I'm very well aware of that. No, I want to use the white one. Where is it? Oh no, I don't like that about me. Oh no. I'm starting to do the... Anyways, yeah. I'm going to use this old highlighter by IBY Beauty, which is broken, in the shade Prosecco. So yes, I'm a New Yorker, just as, some people not from Paris are like, oh, I'm a Parisian at heart, which is me. I've been to New York one time. One time in my life have I been to New York. That time was before my parents divorced, and I was young, and I was one of those really skinny kids, really lanky, tall. I was one of the tallest girls in my classroom, and now I would be one of the shorter ones. Anyways, and I just remember my dad carried me around New York because I was so lucky for him. I did not weigh as much as the other kids in my class because I was so skinny and weighed nothing. But I remembered him being so tired the nights because he carried me around New York on his shoulders. I'm an only child, so he could do that. But yeah, I've been to New York one time, a very long time ago. Was I happy? Yes. Did I understand that I was in New York? I don't think so. I don't think I understood what New York really was when I was that age, which was 7, I believe. And also I did not really understand the thing about oh, this is shiny, I love it. Time, jet lag and stuff like that. I have always had troubles with sleeping. Always, since forever. I was born this way, literally. When I was young, my parents would have so many issues with putting me to sleep. Not euthanasia, that's not what I mean, but they would have so many issues, and I would just wake up. And also, I would not sleepwalk, but I would fall out of my bed several times. But yeah, and then later on, I started becoming a sleepwalker. And by the way, while I'm talking about that, I found out that both of my cousins are sleepwalkers. It's so fun. Because we were talking at the baptism, and my male cousin and my female cousin, why did I say it like that? But they are both sleepwalkers. I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, I scream at night. And she was like, yeah, I scream too. And I was like, I scream too. So that was weird. And yeah. Anyways, I did not sleep 1 second on my flight from, I think we flew to London first, and then, no, we flew directly from Oslo to New York, to JFK, And that's it. I think we stayed there for like 3 weeks or something, and I think we stayed in Brooklyn or the Upper East Side. Don't quote me on that. I was only 7, so I did not know a lot of things. I could only say like a few things. When I was 7 years old in English, like, thank you, please, good morning. And that's all. I know it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like, I sometimes can't believe that there was a time in my life where I actually could not say one word in English. And now I'm like here, like, fully communicating with like people from like India, Canada, the US, etc. So yeah, back to my New York. Why I'm a New Yorker. By the way, I know there are some New Yorkers on my channel. Hi. Like, for some countries, you can actually see where people are from, like, in the country. It's so, like, I don't know. I find it so, like, oh, I know everything. Which I don't, but I do. Anyways, so, wait, is there black on this? Yeah. So why I'm a New Yorker? So, like, that there's I think it's called the Paris syndrome, where some people from other countries have seen Paris so many times in movies, and, in those movies or whatever, Paris is always, like, romanticized so much that they put Paris on a pedestal. And while Paris can be all of those things, let's not forget that Paris is a big city. And what is up with big cities? Big cities are sometimes disgusting. They are sometimes just vile, there's poverty, there's wealthness, that richness. There is, there's a variety of people. There's a lot of tourists, there's a lot of natives, there's a lot of people who are living there who are not from that country at all. Like, sometimes you're there, like, when I go to Copenhagen, I can meet people from Argentina that live in Copenhagen, it's like a melting pot of everything, and that can be very overwhelming if you're not used to big cities at all. I'm very much used to it. So, the Paris syndrome is basically people, it's usually women from Japan and South Korea, I believe. I think it's like mostly targeted there that they have it, which is basically they go to Paris and they've seen all of these wonderful movies and everything, and they're like, oh, I can't wait to live, like the romantic Parisian life. And they go to Paris and they find out that Paris is actually, like, it's only 5% like they think it would be, and the rest is like, it's icky, it's sweaty, all of those things. There are rats there. It's a big city, so they sometimes will go into a big depression. And I know, like, I actually know a little bit about this because there have been so many interviews and stuff like that on these poor women, and I think it's like mostly women actually, and some men that go through this because they move to Paris and they think this is going to be like the big little, and they leave and they're so depressed. They're like, what is this? This is not what I signed up for. Yeah. And what I wanted to say is that I know that if I ever, like, move to New York, I would never go through that. Why? Because I'm so used to Paris being not so clean and not so, of course there are parts of Paris that are clean, but I mean, like, it's a big city, things are gonna happen. And so yeah, like, at heart I am a New Yorker. This made absolutely no sense, but in my mind it makes sense. Like, I am a New Yorker. Oh, talking about that, one time I was working in a really horrible store once, like, not that long ago, but like long ago. And there was this man who was, I need to stop doing that, I'm sorry, I haven't filmed in over a month. There was this man who came into the store one time, and he was such a cute little man. He kind of talked like Woody Allen. He was like really short, and he talked like Woody Allen. He talked about everything. He was like, oh, this is how you have to do this, and then you have to go there, you have to go see blah blah blah. And we were talking for a while, because honestly that job was like the worst job. If you're my ex-boss, you know who you are. I hope, whatever. And so we were talking, and then out of nowhere, he looks at me and he's like, you sound like my sister. And I was like, what? I sound like your sister? And he was like, yeah, she's a New Yorker just like me, and you sound exactly like her. And I was like, thank you. Who is your sister? Anyways, apparently I sound like this Jewish man's sister. So that was fun. Actually, I think I have I don't think but my aunt, my whole family, we've done this like DNA, those like DNA research things, and my aunt is 1% Jewish, Ashkenazi, which makes a lot of sense because my grandfather looks so Jewish. He passed away before I could even think properly, so that's kind of sad. I wish he could make that DNA thing. I would have loved to just see what he was really. But yeah, she has 1%, so I believe that I have less than 1%. So yeah, in a way it kind of makes sense that I sound like her. Absolutely not. I'm just like, hello, I am back. By the way, this episode is going to be so long, so I hope you're ready. Actually, you're probably not ready anymore. You're just like, maybe you're tired, I don't know how many are watching this far into the episode. If you are, I am so thankful for you. Yeah, so I'm truly like a New Yorker. By the way, while we're talking about New York, so I was just thinking who is a New Yorker? And Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid are New Yorker, but fake ones in a way, because they grew up in Beverly Hills, and they live in New York now, and that made me think about Yolanda Hadid. And I read something yesterday, and I was like, oh, that can't be true. Apparently, Yolanda Hadid, that episode, if you haven't watched the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Lisa Rinna once said, she's like, oh, what is it called again? Munchausen syndrome? I think Yolanda has that. Now, apparently, and in the series, they're all like, oh, I think Yolanda has Munchausen syndrome. And if you don't know what Munchausen syndrome, it's basically where you inflict illness on others or yourself in a way. Munchausen by proxy, it's, Blanchard, that story. But yeah, it's basically you believe you have an illness, etc., etc. And while I was watching the series, I was like, this is crazy. Of course she's ill, like why would she make believe that she has an illness? That makes no sense to me. And also, like, with an illness that is so, like, grave too, Lyme disease is no joke. My father has it, and I've been bit by 4 ticks in my life. And actually 3 of them was in 2021. 2 of them in the same day, mind you. And in the series, she's like, I have Lyme disease. And, she was living through these, like, horrible things. She was trying everything to, try to get better because it's a terrible illness. And I was thinking, oh, it must have been so hard to, go through that. And a part of me was like, why would Lisa Rinna say such a thing just out of nowhere, kinda? And also the thing that she said in the series, she said, I will take one for the team and say that. And I was like, why would she take one for the team? Like, where does that come from? And basically, here's what I read, listened to, whatever, yesterday. Apparently, there was... So, if you don't know, like, Yolanda was married to David Foster. And David Foster is known to have, like, a million baby mamas and everything. And he has, like, this huge family. And he has a lot of kids, etc. And at this point, when Yolanda was this ill, she had a caretaker something. And apparently, that caretaker person, she was in a store to go get something. And she met one of David Foster's girls. I think it was Sarah or Erin, one of those. And they were like almost fighting. They were like, it was tense. So there was, okay, that's just like a parenthesis. But there was this other thing. Apparently, or not apparently, but David Foster and Yolanda Hadid had this prenup. And it said that basically, if you wanted to get out of the marriage, it had to be like really like hard, like illness. Saying, oh my god, my stomach, I have to go eat, or maybe, I don't know, like I'm not hungry, I don't know, I'm sorry about that. But it said like, yeah, an illness would be like the only thing like really like making us go on each part. Isn't that a little suspicious? So what people are saying is that Yolanda Hadid faked her illness, which by the way is gross, in my opinion, but also a little bit intelligent, because she wanted to get out of that marriage. Maybe it was him that wanted to get out, but when she talked about that divorce, because they've been divorced now for many years, she said, well, sometimes you're too much when it comes to medical things. Like, it was like, maybe he's tired of taking care of me, She said something like that, which was a little weird, in my opinion, to say about, your husband or whatever. Like, if my husband or partner or whatever falls terribly ill, I would do anything in my power to make them feel better. Like, if my partner has an illness, it's no longer their illness. It's like our illness. You know what I mean? Like if, and I'm not manifesting this, okay? I'm just talking about it. But if they have something, you know, I'm like, okay, it's okay. I am here and we're gonna go through this alone. No, together. And there's that. But I don't know, it felt like she said something like, well, you know, maybe he got tired of taking care of me, which was a weird thing to say. But then again, if it's true that she faked the illness to get out of this marriage because David Foster was going through something, then maybe, like, only them two knows the real reason and, like, the truth of the marriage. Oh my god, I look so much better with wings. Do I look cute? I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. It's like a weird thing. Like, I would love to one day meet Yolanda. I mean, I'm sure she would not say a word about what's true or not. I will never know. I think she's an interesting woman, and I do believe that she's worked hard for her kids to have a good life, you know. Oh, and another thing. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Another thing about this whole story is her ex-husband, the dad of her kids, Yolanda Hadid. Apparently, he was also like, I don't know, she's kind of faking this, you know. So that's also something that is a little suspicious in that whole story, if you ask me. It's kind of fishy, you know? But yeah, so all of that to say, it's very weird, and I don't know who to believe, and yeah, kind of weird. Weird situation. Also, I'm not really that interested in that. It's a weird thing, like faking your own illness. I don't think that's cool at all. Unless you're trying to get out of a toxic environment, then I'm all for it. Like, if you're in need of anything, if you're in, like, a really, like, you're fearing for your life, then yes, do it for all there is. But, like, if, I don't know. If you can just, I don't know what to say. Oh my god. If you're hearing everything, I'm so sorry. If not, then you're like, what are you talking about? There it is. So yeah, that's been like my thoughts on the whole situation. Where is my crayon? This episode is over an hour long, so I don't know if you're still watching. If you are, I love you. Oh, by the way, I got this wonderful zit, as you can see on my nose. I've kind of covered it since the start now, but I got this magnificent zit by having a mask on for 18 hours. Yes, you heard me right. 18 hours. Because I was traveling from where my mom lives to here, where I live, and it took 18 hours. And you might be thinking like, oh, does it really take that long to go from there to there? Yes. There's no shortcut I can do. I took the plane, the trains, like everything. I was exhausted. So yes, it's been a long journey. Should I have some glitter on my eyelids? I think so. Let's have a little Barbie moment. I love looking like a Barbie. Like, why would why would I not look like a Barbie? Okay, this one. No, I took okay. You know, when I was in France, I got catcalled. And I haven't been catcalled in a while because I live in a rural Denmark. Actually, that's not true. I've been catcalled while I was jogging outside, while my ankle was still good. I was jogging, and I remember I was so furious because I was catcalled 3 times in 30 minutes in rural Denmark. So, yeah, but I was catcalled in France, which, you know, I'm not surprised because... But I was catcalled, and they all called me Barbie. So I was like, okay, you want that? Okay. So I don't know if I brought it upstairs with me. I always bring, like, all the makeup that I have upstairs here. No, it's not here. Whatever. But just in spite of that, I bought, like, a hot pink lipstick. I was like, oh, you're calling me Barbie? You're gonna see. So that's what I did. Just in spite. Sometimes I do things just in spite. But I also don't really care. I mean, I prefer to be called Barbie than anything else. I don't really dress in pink either, so it's kind of a weird thing to call me, but whatever. Probably because I'm blonde. So, there's that. I've actually been called a lot of things in my life by people. But I think Barbie and what else have I been called? I've actually been called Greta Thunberg, if you know who that is. Greta Thunberg. Apparently I look like her. I don't know. Whatever. I don't really care. And I've also been called, Barbie, Paris Hilton. We kind of have, like, both the same long nose thing going on. And we're blonde. I was blonde by birth, so I don't know. Ooh, I got a new collar. Maybe you see it. And who else have I been called? I don't know. Yeah, those are, like, what I've been called a lot. Oh, okay. Last thing before I leave, because now I'm really dragging this podcast. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch this far, but... I've also been called... No. Hello. What was I gonna say? Can't remember. This is my favorite lipstick. It's shrinking. Oh, yeah, now I remember what I was going to say. So, if you remember earlier in this episode, I talked about how much I love, or how much my humor is a little bit like Nicole Richie's, which is sarcastic and kind of stupid in a way. And there was this moment in my life where I was so sarcastic. I was overly sarcastic. I was so, incredibly sarcastic. And so people started to think that I was stupid. People started to think that I was, really stupid. Because I said things, all of the times that was absolutely not, true, or, I was just being sarcastic, and people really took me, they they took my words as if they were real, but I was just being sarcastic. So I had to stop being sarcastic because people were starting to believe me. And yeah. And I still do things. Actually, there's one thing that I still do that I think is so fun. Sometimes when my parents don't know about one thing in special, for example, if we're in a museum, I would start to say things to them like, oh, did you know that this painter, he was vegan? And one time he got a fish by accident, and this is the painting, this is the feelings that he felt. And they would be like, wow, is that true? And I'm like, yeah, it's so true. And then it goes like a few hours, and then they're still thinking about that. And I'm like, it's not true. I'm sorry. And they're like, why are you telling me things like that? And I'm like, I was just having fun. And that's me 24/7. I will just start making up stories about whatever. And it's just so out there. So I believe like no one will believe me when I say things like that. Like, oh, did you know that this plant was actually the original thing we used to make bags out of? And people are like, really? And I'm like, yeah, but like, yeah, whatever. I should stop doing that, but at the same time, it's so fun. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Yeah. I should probably go now because it's been over an hour. Do we like my makeup today? I should brush my hair. What is going on here? Yeah, I kind of want to stay here and still continue to talk. But yeah. What's this? Oh, it's my earrings. Let's put these on. So yeah, that's about me telling whatever stories. I'm actually writing. Okay, this is a secret. Since I don't know how many will watch until the end, but I'm actually writing a book at the moment. So don't tell anyone else, but I'm writing a book at the moment, which is so ridiculous. And I don't really know if I'm going to get it published or whatever, like what's in the future for this book. But it's like complete. Like, yeah. She, like the main character, she has a birth. No, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. She has a birthday, but I'm not going to say anything in case, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. So yeah, I'm writing a book for fun because it's like, yeah, it's in my world. It's in my world. Not in my like meditation world, but more in my like silly girl world. I love to be silly. And I don't know, yeah. I don't know what to do with it. We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. I hope you have the most wonderful Monday. I am recording this 1 week in advance. This is the first podcast that I am recording since I'm back, and it's so weird to record again. And I have to record so many videos today because I have no content left on my channel. I have nothing pre-recorded or anything, so I have to get to work. Yesterday was the Met Gala, so yeah. That's all. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. I love you all so much, and I hope you're taking care of yourself. Stay healthy. Do all of the things that are good for you. Meditate, sleep well, eat well, hydrate yourself, be kind to others, be kind to yourself. And yeah, I'll see you next week. I love you all so much. I am sometimes overwhelmed with just the thought of, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I am sometimes overwhelmed with the fact that I actually have subscribers on this channel, and that although might not seem a lot to some people, it is actually a lot to me. I used to have another YouTube channel that is now non-existent, and I had it for like 3 or 4 years or something, and I never got past like 200 subscribers, and I would work so hard on my videos, and yeah, so I'm so thankful for having, I think, 1,200 something at the moment subscribers, and it feels good to be heard, and it feels good to somehow make a difference for people, because I know I've gotten some feedback on my meditations, and they're all like, oh, this has helped me, oh, this has, like, stuff like that, and it makes me so happy, and I cry sometimes about it, because I'm like, it just feels unreal that someone out there, like, I can help someone, and talking about that, I would be a nurse if I could, but I hate blood, so yeah. Anyways, I am going to go now. I feel like I'm installing on the goodbye now. But I don't want to leave, but at the same time I have to leave. So yeah, I will see you next week, and I love you all so much. Goodbye. Mwah!